Hello and welcome once again to Paranormal Overtones Shorts. Today we're in North Wales again at Plas Teg in Pont Blythyn. Built by Sir John Trevor I in 1610, Plas Teg is a stunning Jacobean style mansion near Malden, Wrexham, situated just off the A541. I was first made aware of Plas Teg and its paranormal fame a few years ago when driving down that very road and had the house pointed out to me. Unfortunately, the discussion continued a little bit too long, and as the road slowly fades away down a dipping bend, I hadn't clocked the speed camera. The speed limit reduces from 60 to 40, and I rolled through with my foot off the accelerator at 46. So, having to attend a speed awareness course is the scariest part of my personal dealings with Plas Teg. But let's get on to the story of the house itself. Steeped in history, Plas Teg is a Grade 1 listed building, raided numerous times by the Roundheads during the Civil War, and also played home to the notorious hanging judge George Jeffreys, who's also linked to the paranormally famous Skirrid Inn in Abergavenny, but said to be in visitation at both buildings. There are rumoured to be 15 ghosts within the house and grounds of the property, and it's said to be one of the most actively haunted buildings in North Wales. Looping back to my own scary story of Plas Teg, the conversation which distracted me so much was a story of a spirit which is said to run out in front of cars across the A541. This spirit is said to be Dorothy, the daughter of the aforementioned Sir John Trevor. According to local folklore, she fell in love with a man called Iorwerth, the son of a local farmer. Knowing of this tryst, Sir John forbade Dorothy from seeing Iorwerth. In retaliation, plans were set afoot for the young couple to elope, with Dorothy burying some of her jewels in a stash near the close-by well. It's said that on the night they were set to leave, Dorothy ran to the stash, which would now be on the opposite side of the road to the house, but due to the darkness actually tripped or slipped into the well, falling to her death. Following her untimely demise, Dorothy's body was apparently undiscovered for 2 months, but the jewels that she was trying to recover were never found. Fearing that he himself would be accused of a murder, Iorwerth took things into his own hands, hanging himself supposedly within the grounds of the house. The next tale also comes from the grounds of the house, with the well itself said to be haunted. Somewhere around the turn of the 20th century, a gardener working at the house is said to have felt invisible hands grab his shoulder and attempt to pull him down the shaft. Struggling free, he turned and looked into the depths of the well, seeing nothing but the dark water below. Following on from the story of Dorothy and Iorwerth is another tale of young love worthy of the writings of Shakespeare. A 16-year-old girl named Elizabeth Trevor Roper died in 1815 inside the house. Reportedly, 2 men had fallen for her, but she loved only one. In an act of blind-faced jealousy, the man whom she didn't love murdered the man that she did, and then chased the shocked Elizabeth back towards the house. A struggle ensued, and Elizabeth either slipped or was pushed, you guessed it, down the well and unfortunately drowned. Elizabeth and the scorned man are presumed to be spirits seen dashing around the hallways of the house to this day. Linked to Elizabeth, or maybe Dorothy, there's also said to be a woman dressed in white, clutching jewels and jewellery, who is pursued by a man with a bloody wound to his shoulder. Could that be Elizabeth with the jealous man in hot pursuit? Or could it be Dorothy with her jewels being hounded by Iorwerth or someone else? The only other named ghost within the building is said to be the spectre of John Trevor V. Now, Johnny Five definitely isn't alive, having died in the middle of the 18th century after discovering his wife's affair, who died shortly after the discovery. Some say she died at the hands of John himself. Filled with remorse, guilt, and more than a couple of spirits of a different kind, John drove his carriage at high speeds around the grounds of Plas Teg, hitting a tree and severely injuring himself. He would succumb to the injuries he sustained and die an agonising death. Since then, his is the name attributed to wailing sounds reportedly heard throughout the house over the last couple of centuries, and is also believed to have been caught on camera in 2019. In the picture taken by paranormal investigator Paul Rowland, you can clearly see what looks to be a misty apparition of a gaunt, bald head. Is it the face of John Trevor V? A trick of the mind, or light, or something else entirely? Well, 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 that brings us to the end of another POS episode. Sorry, I
I couldn't resist.
If you like this episode, don't forget to leave us a review and follow us for more. If you have somewhere you'd like us to feature in a new POS episode, or you want to tell us about your own paranormal experiences for a full episode, please don't hesitate to email us at paranormalovertones@gmail.com, or you can find us on Threads, Instagram and Facebook. For more paranormal content, you can also find our blog on WordPress, and equally join us on YouTube as we look to take our next steps into the paranormal. Once again, this has been Paranormal Overtones. I've been Mike Lamb, and you have hopefully enjoyed listening. Thank you.